Oh, sorry, I was practicing scales. Scales, yes. Welcome back to Daily Music Theory. Today we are talking about scales. Basically, a scale, it's just an ordered sequence of notes. And basically, the note that we start on to build the scale and the sequence of these notes basically determines a key. And keys are something we'll talk about later on. And like I said, it's just based off of the note that the scale's built on. And so let's jump into that. So basically, our modern scales in Western music use 8 notes, and it's a series of whole steps and half steps. So there's two main types of scales in Western music: major and minor. The major scale sounds bright and happy. The minor scale sounds kind of sad and dark, and especially when harmonized and used in their respective keys. And so we'll take a quick look at that real fast. Just more, not really a look, how it sounds. So C major. So it's kind of bright and happy if I harmonize that. Just basic chord progression, which we'll talk about later on. If we look at a minor scale, let's use A minor. And of course the minor scale. So as you can see, the major scale sounds kind of happy and bright, and the minor scale sounds kind of sad and dark. Sorry, I got tongue-tied there. So let's talk about the major scale. Yeah. So the C major scale that I played, basically, let's look at it on the piano right here. I'm going to kind of erase some I drew over here because we're going to talk about that later on. We have this right here, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, and we're going to look at why that's so. So C to D, this is a major scale, and so now we're going to figure out the pattern together. C to D is a whole step, D to E is a whole step, and we know this because there's a key in between each of these. So whole step, no key in between, so half, E and F is a half step, we know. F to G, key in between, whole step. G to A, key in between, whole step. A to B, key in between, whole step. B to C, half step. So there's always a half step between the 3rd degree and the 4th degree, and the 7th degree and the 8th degree. So if I play that again, start on C, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, and I can go back down. C, B, A, G, F, E, B, C. And so, yeah, that's basically the pattern for a major scale. It's kind of catchy. You can actually create a little jingle type thing to it. So whole step, half. Whole step, half. Whole step, half. Whole step, half. So that's basically the pattern for a major scale. And so yeah, now let's build another scale in a different key. So this is the key of, we'll do D major. We'll build a D major scale. And to do that, we're just going to apply that same whole step, half, whole step, half pattern. So let me finish drawing out a little treble clef right here. So we'll start with a D. And so if we look at D right here, we can go D to E, that's a whole step, right? So that's our first thing, D to E, whole step. Then we go E to F sharp, that's a whole step. I'm making a music theory video, yeah. D to E is a whole step, E to F sharp is a whole step, whole step. And like I said, we have to go to F sharp. We can't say G flat, because if we go to G flat, we're going E, F, G flat, that's a third. We want to use whole steps and half steps, and those are always seconds. So we're using seconds for these. So that's why we go to F sharp, D, F sharp. Then we go to G, because we go up, whole step, half. F sharp to G is a half step. F sharp to G is a half step. Then we go whole step, so G to A is a whole step. And I'm going to stop right there just for a second. The major scale, the two most important, or in any scale actually, the two most important degrees are always the 1st degree and the 5th. So the D and then the 5th degree that we just discovered, A, that's always the two most important degrees. That's why I was singing a second ago. I was just going to the 5th and back down basically. And we'll see why those are so powerful later on when we get into them functional harmony and the importance of different scale degrees. But if we keep building from there, so we have D to E, host step, half at G, and then we go host step to A. Then we go host step. So A up to B. A up to B is a host step. And then I've already written B to C sharp because that's a half step B to C, so B to C sharp. And then finally we go up a half step again at the end, so C sharp to D. And we have the D major scale. So let's talk about this for a second. If you look right here, you'll notice if you break these apart, D, E, F sharp, G, and then if you start on the fifth, A, B, C sharp, D, it's the same pattern. Host step, half, and then if we ignore this right here and we start on this series of eighth notes, host step, half, and they're joined together by that host step right there between the fourth and fifth degree. Now this group of four notes and this group of four notes is sometimes referred to, especially in really older textbooks, as tetrachords. Tetra meaning four, and so four notes. So, and when you put them together, basically just another way of looking at building a major scale is combining two tetrachords with a host step. And so, if that's confusing, don't worry about anything about the tetrachords. It's not that important. Just know that it's one way of looking at that. And that's basically it. We'll get into the key signatures probably next time before we get into minor keys. So the major scale, the C major scale, though, if you notice, that's kind of a preview. It has no sharps or flats. That's why it's really easy to talk about. That's why I've used it as a bunch of examples before, as you probably wondered. And then this scale here, the D major scale, uses two sharps. So it makes it a little bit trickier building it and using it. But yeah, just know that's why I've used C major before. And it also shares, each major key also shares a key signature, the number of sharps or flats basically, with a relative minor key, which is something we'll get into when we get to minor keys. It's fun stuff. So hang in there. I hope you guys are really enjoying these videos. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I hope you have a great day. Peace out, and God bless. Thank you.